I have something that one of the devotees gave me, and I brought it to show you. And it says, I know I'm somebody because God don't make no junk. Isn't that beautiful? I know I'm somebody because God don't make no junk. Another devotee gave me this poem, and I think it is absolutely tremendous, and it's absolutely true. I would like to share it with you. Behind the facade, please hear what I am not saying. Don't be fooled by me. Don't be fooled by the face I wear, for I wear 1,000 masks, masks that I'm afraid to take off, and none of them are me. Pretending is an art that's second nature with me, but don't be fooled. For God's sake, don't be fooled. I give the impression that I'm secure, that all is sunny and unruffled with me, within as well as without. Then confidence is my name, and coolness my game. That's the water's calm, and I'm in command, and that I need no one, that the water's calm, and I'm in command, and that I need no one. But don't believe me, please. No surface may seem smooth, but my surface is my mask. Beneath this lies no complacence. Beneath dwells the real me in confusion, in fear, and aloneness. But I hide this. I don't want anybody to know it. I panic at the thought of my weakness and fear of being exposed. That's why I frantically create a mask to hide behind. A nonchalant, sophisticated facade to help me pretend, to shield me from the glance that knows. But such a glance is precisely my salvation, my only salvation, and I know it. That is, if it is followed by acceptance, if it is followed by love. It's the only thing that will assure myself what I can assure me, that I'm worth something. But I don't tell you this. I don't dare. I'm afraid to. I'm afraid your glance will not be followed by acceptance and love. I'm afraid you'll think less of me, that you'll laugh at me, and your laugh would kill me. I'm afraid that deep down I'm nothing, that I'm no good, and that you will see this and reject me. So I play my game, my desperate game, with a facade of assurance without, and a trembling child within. And so begins the parade of masks, and my life becomes a front. I idly chatter to you in the suave tones of surface talk. I tell you everything that is really nothing, and nothing of what's really everything, of what's crying within me. So when I'm going through my routine, do not be fooled by what I'm saying. Please listen carefully and try to hear what I'm not saying, what I'd like to be able to say, what for survival I need to say, but what I can't say. I dislike hiding, honestly. I dislike the superficial game I'm playing, the phony game. I'd really like to be genuine and spontaneous and me, but you've got to help me. You've got to hold out your hand, even when that's the last thing I seem to want. Only you can wipe away from my eyes the blank of breathing death. Only you can call me into aliveness. Each time you're kind and gentle and encouraging, each time you try to understand because you really care, my heart begins to grow wings, very small wings, very feeble wings, but wings. With your sensitivity and sympathy and your power of understanding, you can breathe life into me. I want you to know that. I want you to know how important you are to me, how you can be the creator of a person that is me if you choose to. Please choose to. You alone can break down the wall behind which I tremble. You alone can remove my mask. You alone can release me from my shadow world of panic and uncertainty, from lonely person. Do not pass me by. Please, do not pass me by. It will not be easy for you. A long conviction of worthlessness builds strong walls. The nearer you approach me, the blinder I strike back. I fight against the very thing I cry out for. But I am told that love is stronger than walls, And in this lies my hope. Please try to beat down those walls with firm hands, but with gentle hands, for a child is very sensitive. Who am I, you may wonder? I am somebody you know very well. I am every man and every woman you meet. This is the way we are underneath. And all of these things we do, believe me. And I would like to read to you from the vision, an article by Swami Ramdas entitled Luminous Ramblings. When fog fills space and all seems to be dark, comes the sun to dispel the gloom and bring light and brightness. So also when the shining luster of the soul is unveiled, dissolving the thick mists of nescience that envelops it, it brings pure freedom and joy. Then you behold all the manifestation as your self-expression. What a blessed vision. You are truly truth immortal. All changes are phenomenal. You are the unmoving center of the universe, and also the all-pervading consciousness, the supreme reality. Wake up from the torpor of an unreal, divided and elusive light. Assert your divinity and say, I am the substance of all that exists, the immutable, all-encompassing, living spirit and truth. There is none and nothing but I. The luminous movement divine causes the worlds to appear in the infinite airspace like the scintillating lights in an enthralling pageant. What a grand display. You are standing apart from it and witnessing the charming scene. You are lost in the drama unscreened before you, a drama in which all actors are yourself, for the seer and the scene are one. Are you not loving yourself and fighting with yourself? What a wonderful play. You are riding on the storm and lying in peace on the bed of stillness. You are the storm in the stillness. In the darkness you dwell. You are the darkness. In the light you dwell. You are the light. You are also beyond darkness and light. What a marvel you are. Your presence permeates the green meadows, hills, and valleys, in which grow tall trees, shrubs, and emerald vegetation. You are shining in the thin white clouds that sweep over the sky in which the gazer's eyes wander in fascination. You are beauty and excellence unsurpassing. Are you not the composer of this prose poem? All is yourself. You are in the flight of birds in the heavens, birds returning to their nests as the evening sets in. You are men and women that gather for a gala time, and the children that play on the lawn. How adorable you are. Where can I seek you? There is no place where you are not. Verily, I am yourself, and you are myself. Isn't that beautiful? That's how you become when you start to get rid of the things that I read to you in the first poem. I would like to read to you this morning from Isaiah chapter 40, beginning with verse 28. Hast thou not known, hast thou not heard, that the everlasting God, the Lord, the creator of the ends of the earth, fainteth not, neither is weary. There is no searching of his understanding. He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might he increaseth strength. Even the youths shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. This poem that I read to you this morning inspired me to entitle this sermon, Behind the Mask. Each and every one of us wears a mask, and each and every one of us is exactly like that poem that I read. All of us know it. We play games. We do this so that we may appear well in the eyes of the people we meet, our friends, our relatives, and our associates. Always this little eye is reaching out for approbation. It is reaching out, looking to be loved, to be liked, to be respected. And so we wear this mask. And it is a very strong mask indeed. I remember that when I was in India, that I had a tremendous experience. I was in this experience of going through the mystical crucifixion. My love, my devotion for my Guru was beyond belief. I was there because of him. I was there to find out how I could continue to put forth the tremendous and beautiful truth which he had given to me all my life. God lifted me up into this fantastic experience. And believe me, the revelations that came were tremendous. I was taken up into the heaven of my own being and taken down into the hell of my own being and all the places in between. But one vision that came to me was a very strange one. All of a sudden I saw the face of my master. There was the dot in the center of the forehead as the Hindus use it. This is the seat of the spiritual eye, so they put this sandalwood paste on there to denote that. I saw this dot right in the center of the forehead, and then it started moving, and a mask appeared on his face, and the dot moved a little, and the mask appeared to move a little, and the dot moved a little. And I wondered what was behind that mask. And that game was played over and over again for some little time. I had been given a vision of another master that was supposed to be totally God realized, but God told me that he was not. That he was quite the opposite. That while seeming to take people to God, still, he said, what do you want with the absolute? What do you want with Nirvikalpa Samadhi? Let us all keep a veil between ourselves and the infinite. And I thought, this man is God when he's trying to keep man from the recognition of his oneness with God? No way. So I suspected in the strange state that I was in that perhaps it was he hiding behind the face of my Guru. And I went back and forth and up and down, and I fought with myself, trying to get the truth. And the truth didn't come at that time. The truth comes to each and every one of us gradually. Gradually, as we place our attention more and more upon God, as we follow the true path to God, as we overcome the idea of religious separations and divisions, we realize that we have removed a mask, that a little bit of light shines more greatly than it did before. The consciousness expands. The whole being changes. The life changes. And everything that we think, say, and do takes on a new aspect. The things that we used to do, perhaps some drank, some smoked, some were on drugs, some were into sex, regardless of what it is. You can't do that anymore. And you don't like to be around people who do. But you mustn't shut them out. Remember that little poem. I don't know if I can remember it exactly. They drew a circle to keep me out. They called me heretic, infidel, a thing to flout. But God and I had the wit to win. We drew a circle and took them in. I look forward to the day when all of these religious names disappear. When we know that truly there is one God, one Christ, one religion. That God is the Father of us all. That Christ is that life, that intelligence, which is in each and every one of us. if the religion is the religion of man, if we will pursue in our search for truth, we will find that that is the truth. There will be no more religious wars, no more killing of good men, of good women, because they stood up for a principle. But rather, the whole world will change gradually and become a thing of light. It isn't supposed to happen for thousands of years. But now, this is the forerunner of what is to come in the future. And we must dissolve these divisions which keep us apart. We must love one another regardless of race, color, or creed. There is nothing wrong in what I teach you. I teach you the absolute truth, because God is everywhere equally present. If only the so-called Christians could get to heaven, could get to be one with the Father God and heirs with Christ, how unjust God would be. Because I have traveled this world over and I have seen people who were so spiritual, so devoted, so dedicated to God that their whole beings were filled with light. And the power that filled them was so great that even to be in their presence was a miracle, and you felt so uplifted and your life was changed, never to be the same again. This is the way we should be. This is what religion should be, if we must have a religion. But we have to go beyond religion, because God is to be found, as the Christ said, as is the kingdom of heaven, right within ourselves, no place else. If nobody can make it, if nobody could equal what the Master Christ did, what are we working for? Why do we waste our time? Everybody needs a spiritual teacher on the path, and there are many. And each one that comes is good and serves the people at the level of consciousness which they can accept at that particular moment. And so God is there, and it is good. And it should not be put down. But there are people who are spreading hate in the name of Christ. What sort of belief is this? They force what they believe, or they try to, on someone else. We don't want to force anyone. The vows that Keith took the other night was to respect the right of every man to worship God as God himself within him directed him to do. To respect all men regardless of race, color, of creed. Not ever to charge for anything that he did for God. Now believe me, that is service to God in the highest sense. If God had meant the people of Asia to be Christians and come over here and convert us, he would have. And many have come over to try to tell us what they believe to be the truth. So we send missionaries over there. Everybody is trying to force their own belief on somebody else. And this should not be. There should be no force. Offer it. And if they are ready for it, if they want it, then give it to them all of your heart, your mind, your souls. But do never force them. I was thinking the other day, or somebody thought it, and I picked it up. So many are in the business called Fortunate now, which are very fine products. There are only a few of them, and they've tried to develop them as purely as possible. And so we start out with a product, and we move to a multi-level business. God is the product, and you and those to come will be the distributors, the directors. And I'm told that when you get to be director, the director, that you're given a special bonus, and you can take a trip. I think there's one coming up for Bermuda for the ones that make it. Now, the same thing, you see, is true of God, because we have a product to sell, and that product is God. And certainly it's a multi-line business because it covers every single person in this world, every business that has ever come into existence. And also, we have to distribute him all over. And we get the reward. We're taken to a new city, a new country. a new level of consciousness. And when you get into that land of promise that has been talked about down through the ages, believe me, the experience is beyond your wildest dreams. I remember before I ever went to India, I had tremendous spiritual experiences because of my great love for God. Believe me, I was in the seventh heaven, and he lifted me up and he put me through many, many things. I had many experiences before I went into the great experience in India. And one experience was when the power of the Holy Ghost came upon me, and I was taken up into the ecstasy, the rapture of God. And I remember that I was so much in it, I was trying to scrub a floor, and I didn't know what I was doing. And I made some coffee, and I made some soup, and I poured the soup into the coffee cup and the coffee into the soup bowl. It was a very, very strange experience. But somehow, God saved me from remaining in that experience. He made me know that that was the highest that one can experience in the human sense. That's when the whole being becomes spiritual. But you must go on. You must go beyond there. You must go through the crucifixion of the human ego, the Son of Man, and then go through the transformation, which gradually takes you into the divine. Certainly the Catholic idea of purgatory is a real one, because you must be purged of all that has kept you from the realization of your oneness with God. So you descend into the hell of your own being, you arise from the dead, the purging takes place, and gradually you arise and go through the various states of consciousness which take you into the heaven of your own being, and then finally beyond. When you are not only face to face with God, but you have become one with him so completely that all consciousness of duality has left you, and you are just in this tremendous state of self-awareness, of bliss. Many people hesitate to go through what is necessary. They prefer to remain in bondage, attached to things. I want this, I need this, I'm going to have that, and anybody that still is in that state of consciousness, believe me, is a long way from God realization. You must have come to the point where you're willing to sacrifice everything and anything, that you're not reaching out for the things of the senses, but for God alone. God alone. Through the Christ consciousness, which is the firstborn of every creature, is the life, the intelligence, the power, the will, the everything that is Christ in you. That is the Son of God, and that's what you must attain. There's a story told of the Hopi Indians, and the chief of the Hopi nation was about to go to the land of his forefathers. He knew that he was going to go, and he knew that he must appoint somebody in his place. So he prepared a strange test. Way over in the east, there were some tall, dark mountains. It was quite a ways from where the Hopi nation at that time was residing. So he decided to choose 5 of the best young men that were under him and give each of them a test. So he sent them and he said, whoever can go the farthest and bring back evidence of it, that one will be the chief of the Hopi nation. So the first youth started out. He was gone a little while, and he came back with a piece of cactus. And the chief said to him, you have gone as far as the salt marsh, but you have not crossed it. The second one went forth, and after a longer time he came back with a piece of sagebrush. And the chief said to him, you have crossed the salt marsh, but not the desert. The third brave set forth and brought back, after a longer period of time, a branch of cottonwood. So the chief said to this one, you have climbed the foothills and upwards as far as the springs, The fourth one went out, and he was gone for quite some time. And he came back with a pine cone. The chief said to him, "You have done very well, my son. You have crossed the salt marsh and desert. You have reached the foothills and springs and climbed to the land of the pine tree." The fifth one went out. He journeyed to the east. And he was gone a long, long time, and they began to fear that he would never come back. But finally, in the great distance, they saw him walking. He was walking as one not aware of anything around him. He returned with empty hands, with no tangible evidence to prove the distance that he had traversed. None whatsoever. His face was filled with a light that was beyond all of the things of earth. He tried to speak, but his tongue wouldn't move. There was this glow, this indefinable and intangible glow in his face. Finally, his tongue moved haltingly, and he said, "I have seen the sea." And the Hopi chief said, "My son, it is you alone who are worthy to be the chief of the Hopi nation." And so it is. Today we could liken it to the man that had done a lot of good deeds, and he came back with a bag of gold. There's another man went to war to fight for righteousness, and he came back with decorations as a token of his valor in Christian service. There was another one who could point to his superb health and say that he had God realization because of it. Another one could have scars gained in a crusade for righteousness, and he could point to those with pride. But when the fifth one comes with empty hands, with a glow, you can say to that one, "Truly, you have seen God the Father. You have come face to face." Remember that it says in the Bible that no man has seen God at any time. And this is true. Man, in his human state, cannot see God. But as he lifts himself up, as he follows the path, as he obeys God's commandments, as he forgets the things of the senses and reaches out for God alone, then gradually that one discovers within the sanctuary of his own soul the eternal, inimitable, shining, wonderful, glorious God, the Son of all creation, the Creator himself, who is expressing himself in this form which he has created. That form is no longer the Son of Man. And that one has not only come face to face with God, but has become God in human form. Such a one can move the peoples of the earth. There will be wars and rumors of wars, and we have them in great measure. Nation will fight against nation. Son against father, and mother and daughter against father and mother, sisters and brothers fighting one against the other. But out of it all, if we who are on the path of truth remain steadfast, the day will come when all of this will change, and God will come forth in his shining light. The Christ will walk the earth in a garment of light and remove the stones of darkness that have kept men in bondage behind a mask for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. We know not how long. This is the new age. It is a new moment in history. And thank God that God put me through what he did to show me the truth, so that I am no longer in bondage, but that I am a child of God, a free woman in Christ. I ask God to bless each and every one of you. And I give you all of the love of my heart and the blessings from God within myself. It is said that when one attains the state of the realization of oneness with God, that there is a spiritual ambience that goes forth from them to the farthest corner of the earth, and that whoever draws upon that spirit with faith, that same shall have his prayer answered. It has happened to me many times with my own guru. I used to think, as perhaps many of you do, that he knew every thought, every word, every action, every minute of my life. How is this possible? It isn't, you know. But whatever it was given to him to know, whatever God wanted him to know, that he knew, and that he did. But still, that spirit within such a form is so strong that it goes out and it heals. And I am here because of the tremendous power in this beautiful man of God who became master of himself and whom I lovingly and reverently call my guru. The one who came to take me out of the darkness into the light of God's eternal presence. Bless you, my children. Send me your love, as mine shall be always with you. May his blessings be upon you now and forever, for all eternity. I'll be gone just a minute, and I will go to the back, and will you please all move along quickly. I'll hug each one of you, give you a last fond embrace for this present time. Hope to see you several months again and have many strange and wonderful things to tell you. But let's move out quickly. Then we come together again. Those that have things to be heated in the oven, be here at 1:30, and the rest can be here by 2.